What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Crabnet Show. On tonight's episode, we're talking about Manchester United. Their season finally came to an end earlier this week when they were knocked out of the Europa League semi-finals. Was it a successful campaign? We'll find out what the resident analysts and our guest have to say about that. That's our first segment for the evening. Our second one is the biggest trophy of the European club football scene. The Champions League final takes place in just a few nights. PSG and Bayern-Munich showdown in Lisbon. Where will the game be won? We will be talking about the tactics involved with these two great giants of the European game. That's our second segment for the evening. And our last one, to close it out, a fun segment talking to the best 11 chosen by our resident analyst and guest of the Champions League history. So it's been a great history of the competition over the last 20 odd years. We'll pick some of the best names and talk to them to close out this evening's show. Welcome again to the 11th episode of the Crab Nets. I'm your host Raj, and we've got an exciting show in store for you today. We're recording on Friday the 21st of August. We're busy watching the Europa League final as we record, and we've got a full house of resident analysts and a guest. Welcoming back our resident analyst, starting with Shay. How's it, Shay?
What's up, guys? Always a pleasure to be here.
Cool, man. Thanks for the time. And Gur is back with us. Gur, missed you last segment. How's things?
Yeah, no, good, man. I'm glad to be back. Sorry I missed the last one, but got double the energy.
Shot. Always good to hear that. Kai is again with us. Homie, what's happening?
What's up, guys? Good to be here, man.
Shot, Kai. Always great to have you. And as I said, listeners, we've got a guest today for his first debut on the Crab Net, our homie Sash. What's happening, Sash? Welcome to the net.
How's it, guys? Thanks for having me.
Shot, Sash. Sash is a die-hard Man U fan. We'll be hearing some probably positive opinions about the United season, and that's the first segment for today's show. This one came from 2 episodes ago when we heard the United guys, our resident boys, Gur and Shay, talking very proudly about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his potential to win the Europa League, but he failed, which means 3 semi-finals this season and a Champions League top 4 position. Starting with you, Shay, bit of a bitter pill to swallow after your tough words in the last show when we spoke about United's chances. What did you think of the Europa League semi-final to start off?
I feel like you
Start
invited
the
me.
show when you're getting dished.
Yeah. Obviously, very disappointing. You don't want to be challenging for third place. You want to be winning trophies, especially in your first full season as coach at a prestigious club like United. We don't want to be challenging for 4th place. This is not where we want to be. But having said that, still a lot of heart shown in the guys. And I'm tired of saying that it's rebuilding now. Every season, towards the end of the season, we're saying that we need some new recruits. It's either a new striker or a new midfielder, or now it's new defenders. And maybe that includes a keeper as well, who knows. But we do have some good backup in reserve. But yeah, the guys, it seems like when one player finds form, somebody else just completely self-destructs. And right now, my blame is solely on our defense.
Yeah.
I don't think it comes primarily from Lindelof and Maguire, but it's also that holding role. I know it's very...
I mean,
it's very difficult.
Talking to that holding role, I mean, Matic was there for the first half, but we saw in the semis, Fred took that role. Potentially somewhere you can improve. And just recently, yesterday actually, there was talk of N'Golo Kante potentially coming into United to strengthen that.
Yeah, bring him, please. Put him next to Matic. That'll sort everything out.
So it sounds like you think it was an average season for your boys, and you're expecting a lot more next season.
Yes, average indeed, not even above average. I mean, finishing third place was a huge bonus, but finishing third place in the league is nothing to be proud of. Neither anything to be proud of to be finishing third or fourth in the Europa League. You want to be in Champions League. You want to be winning it. You want to be winning league titles.
But good to get your thoughts on this. I know in the last segment, and I guess it is something to be proud of. Getting to 3 semi-finals in all 3 cup competitions is something to be admired by Ole. Is that maybe a silver lining in the season?
Yeah, man. I'm disappointed Shea is feeling so down about United this season. I'm really proud.
Titles, bro. Silverware.
No, but what are we getting there, bro? Look, we're still building a squad.
For 7 years now, I've been saying this, bro.
We only got Pogba in after this lockdown period.
Forget Pogba.
Fernandes came in late, also like in the beginning of this year. And the thing is, we finished third. We did 3 semi-finals. We're building a squad. We got happy players in the team, and I'm happy. I'm actually very happy about how we did this season. Going into next season positive. We got new faces already. Like, established. Greenwood has now established himself in the team.
Yeah.
So that confidence already going. We didn't have that last season. We had Greenwood lucky to be in the team, Blighty from the academy, and now he's an established player starting.
Yeah, he showed his potential. I guess that's a big hub for United season. Potentially, that's like buying a new 30-40 million pound winger.
Even Martial, we only started seeing him in the latter half of the season. He too found his form. So I think we've got half a team that's new going into.
How long has Martial been at United?
No, fair enough. Man
and how much
he has
been
been finding his feet. I don't know. I can't even remember.
Yeah, and
like
I guess
50 million.
But Kai's got a good point. You paid a lot of money for Martial,
that's
and
a
he
lot.
hasn't
That
shown.
is a lot. No, even up to now, it's not worth 50.
And let's talk about the big signings. And Shay mentioned the defense being a weak spot, and Kai, I want to pull you in here. Obviously, you will be a lot more critical on the United boys, which maybe is harsh, but could be true. And I want to talk about Harry Maguire. He's making the headlines for the wrong reasons right now. He's locked up in Greece, in Mykonos.
Leave him there, bro.
He's fighting with the Greeks. But Kai, Harry Maguire is the most expensive defender in the world.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys go back a few episodes, you'll hear how I spoke about Harry Maguire. He's one of the most overrated English defenders that did averagely in the World Cup. And that's how he got that big ticket move to United. And these guys pumped him up to be one of the best defenders in the world. He's shit. Even in Greece now, right? He committed the crimes or whatever. He tried to run away. They caught him. Why? Because he's slow. That's Maguire. He turns slower than milk can turn.
Yeah. And I heard that they just called up Bruno to come and take the penalty there.
Yeah, penalty king. Exactly. No, but I'm glad
jokes aside,
that
do you think the United defense has what it takes to challenge for the English Premier League title next year?
Yes.
Look at the beginning of the season when it was Ollie's first full season, and at the beginning of the season, all United supporters had to say was, "We've got a brilliant side. We're gonna challenge. We've got the team that we need, that we've wanted. We've got the manager that we wanted." They've come up short in 3 cups, and they scraped into 3rd position, 20 points behind City and 30 points behind Liverpool. If Saga thinks that's a okay season to show progress, I'm happy. I hope they stay in that frame of thought.
Yeah, I guess.
No, not saying that we are content and we are satisfied to carry on. That is our Arsenal team to stay in the top 4.
We won a cup.
We're gonna vie. We're vying for it, but
results are the one that counts.
We won a cup. And remember, Arteta joined in December. and we already
That
won.
was all you were playing for, boss. We were trying to
Okay.
play for Champions
What are you
League
trying for?
this
Fuck.
season,
Come
we
on.
have
So-
fuck team.
So,
You
Wow.
scraped into the
so this
But-
Arsenal
Premier
United
League.
debate will always be strong, but
They
sticking
can't
with
even
United.
debate it. The two teams are like they
Sticking
got
on United, sticking to
whole
United,
pack
and
of teams between them in the league.
our homie Sash has been quiet here. Sash, you've heard the opinions, you've watched your team. What's your honest assessment of the first full season that Ole is at? Is it where United should be, knowing that you've spent a lot of money, knowing that it is Manchester United, your love?
So it was a bit of a weird season. For me, if I disagree with Kai in terms of the realistic United fan at the beginning of the season. We weren't saying that we were challenging for the title. I think we were challenging for top 4. That was our hope, to get into the top 4, because we were nowhere near winning the title. So I think for me, the season was broken down to like 3 phases. So the first phase was the beginning of the season till like December or so, where we had no structure. We were just losing, dropping points against easy teams. The funny thing though was we were unbeaten against the top 6, but I guess that was because of the counter-attack gameplay that we used. But
in the first half of the
yeah,
season.
it was a bit ridiculous. That wasn't United. We had no structure, no best 11. We didn't know our best 11.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second phase was when Bruno came into the team
in January.
And he added some creativity, but we still really didn't have our best 11, and we still really didn't have like our structure. I think sad to say, but actually the pandemic really helped us, because after that lockdown period, with Pogba and Rashford coming back, we understand our best 11 now. So I mean, the thing is, it's not good. The finish of the season is not good, but when we started the season, we didn't have much hope, and then now we got hope for the next season.
It sounds. I was just saying, it sounds like you see this season as being a springboard for next, because you found your identity, and it gives you a foundation to build in the new campaign.
Exactly. I think with the past managers like Moyes, Mourinho, Van Gaal, we didn't have identity. We just bought name branded players just to say that we could afford these players, but they didn't fit into the team. Now with Solskjaer, he understands the culture and ethos of our club. It's like Arteta with Arsenal and Lampard with Chelsea. They understand the club. So if you look at Solskjaer, the 5 players that he brought in, okay, Igalo was
the virus itself.
Was a bonus, was a bonus. But like,
it's a backup.
But the other
player.
4, the other 4 fits into what you call a United player. So
Now, I think you summed it up perfectly, Sash. Even as a Liverpool supporter myself, I tend to agree with you. But to a point, Kai has got a very solid argument. You Manchester United, you should not be happy with semi-finals. You should not be happy with.
So I hadn't argue with him.
But I also want to pick something up there.
So
wait, can I ask one more question before you continue? Right. Wait, one more.
Let's hear Kai's question to close it off.
Just inviting him.
You win 3. Sash, you win 3 semi-finals. If you guys had won one of those cups, do you think you would have had? You could call it a better season?
I think you would have shut up if you won one of those cups.
That's true, but let's hear Sash's view.
I think I wouldn't call it a better season, but I think it would have been better for the players, because if you look at our team, it's quite a young team. I think only Pogba, he's won some titles with United, and obviously is the World Cup winner, and De Gea has titles, and obviously Matic as well. But basically, the team hasn't won any titles, so it would have been good experience for them, because you see now they got knocked out of 3 semi-finals. That means they're still young. They're not ready. Like, look at Liverpool with Klopp. They they got knocked out of the first couple of cups, and it took them to win the Champions League, and now they can win anything. So I think it would have helped they like
Confidence,
ego, but
yeah.
but I wouldn't call it a better season.
No, but I'm saying United in totality, right? If you guys had won that cup, you as a fan, would you have rated United to have had a better season?
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Trophies.
of course,
Trophies.
No.
Trophies,
The reason that I
that's
asked that
fine.
is because
We could have done
trophies
better,
count.
but
Yeah.
we didn't do
Exactly.
better.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
That's why you
We didn't
win
do
this
bad.
one, Kai. You are totally correct.
Yeah.
And from your first intro about attacking United,
Yeah.
I felt you
And-
right. I feel you right. I think even Stash agrees with you
Yeah.
that United deserve all the criticism they're getting right now. They are
Bias
below par.
aside, we got to say it was a springboard season. But with our bias, United suck because you all didn't get a single success this year. but boys,
Yes.
in all honesty, I think
Fine.
I think your team, all three
I
of
just
you.
want to say one thing.
Okay,
guys.
let's
How do you
hear
talk
Girl
about
to close it out.
The money thing. Remember, in today's game, a lot of the transactions are sponsored. Like Adidas now being our sponsor, they've funded the whole Pogba deal, and they even made their money in 1 week just on Pogba shirt sales.
Yeah.
Just only on Pogba shirts. So just like that, we can't really attach the money to the value of the player or leave value out the quality of the player. Sometimes it just makes sense. Like Maguire is an Englishman.
you have
He's going to sell his shirts
yeah,
in
that one-
England.
you have to.
That one's debatable. But I think as fans, as long as you're getting the best players, you don't really care how much you spend. But United will always be appealing to many players, and having that Champions League position next year is going to make you dangerous. The likes of Sancho might be with you, and I think United will be a lot more of a threat to Man City and Liverpool next year, much closer than the 20-odd gap that Kai spoke of. But boys, that's United, and then good luck with the new season, Shay, Gur, and Sash. Hopefully,
I feel like
it's a lot more successful for you.
you wanted to talk about this just to dial us.
No. I mean,
you and Kai set this up.
As a Liverpool supporter, I will always dial you, but I do think that I honestly do believe that you've got a lot of potential going into a new season. And personally, United under Ole, the blueprint that we saw at the back end, is going to be a threat. So I wanted to bring that to the fore and hear your views. But boys, speaking of silverware, the biggest trophy of them all, not the Europa League, which is being played out right now between Inter and Sevilla, but the Champions League. And we spoke at length about two of the teams in the final and their potential to win it. And they both made it to the final, that being PSG and Bayern-Munich, convincingly winning their semi-finals against lesser opposition, but setting up a grand showdown between the two. And Shay, to get your thoughts first up on this, we spoke a lot about PSG's potential, and they've been knocking away at the door with the likes of Neymar and Mbappe and so many talented players, Di Maria in that team. Is this their year? With that attacking trio up front, can Bayern stop them?
Well, they're certainly in with a good shot, and this is probably the best chance they're going to have right now. We thought in the past they might have done it before after that thrilling comeback against Barcelona, but it was not meant to be. So I really hope that they can take it this season. I know Bayern Munich already have their fair share of Champions League glory, so they won't be missing too much if they give one away to France. And just about whether those three players in the front turn up on the day, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If Neymar's a big part in that, because everyone looks to him for his experience, with him having done what he's done with his accolades at Barcelona and playing for obviously a prestigious team like Brazil.
Captaining his country. Yeah.
Is he? All right. Yeah, that's very good for him. He's obviously the most respected player in that squad, I would think. And I've watched a few of the games in the past. It's another situation where they look to him to get them forward, where he picks the ball up a little bit deeper and runs forward and then feeds Cavani and Mbappe. But Di Maria does the same. But the problem is when Neymar decides to not turn up. There are those days where he just gets bullied and push it around, and there's no way through his opponent's defensive midfielder. And if he can't run at the defenders, then he's not going to have much of an impact on the game.
Yeah.
So Bayern Munich shut him out. If they can shut Di Maria out, then I'm sure handling Mbappe and Cavani and whoever else up front shouldn't be too difficult for them. And they obviously have a huge threat up front.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game. We mentioned the PSG attackers, and Sash, I want to get your thoughts on this one. We saw the absolute demolition of Barca that Bayern delivered. That front three of Bayern is just as threatening as any in world football right now. What's your thoughts on Lewandowski, Gnabry, and Thomas Muller putting in the goals for Bayern against PSG, Sash?
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I think it's also going to be a high-scoring game. Bayern has just been blowing the teams away. I think they've scored 3+ goals in every Champions League game this season. So that's crazy because there's obviously quality teams in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
But besides Bayern being the favorites, for me, their weakness is the defense. They hold a very high line, and I think they've come up with against sides that haven't taken advantage of that. I think against Barca, Barca tried to, but they didn't have the players. Okay, obviously they have Messi, but Suarez was a bit slow.
Yeah.
In terms of they playing PSG, you can't play those games against Mbappe, Neymar, and Di Maria. They're gonna if they stay on side, they're gonna kill them.
Kai actually pointed that out in the last show, that high line is something that could be the downfall of Bayern. And Kai, just to get back to you on that one, you mentioned it. Do you think it's something that tactically the Bayern team need to relook at against this dangerous counter-attacking PSG team?
Yeah, so I mean, we know that's a weakness in the Bayern side, and it has been exploited. I mean, you could see even in the Champions League games that they played so far.
Even in the semi against Leipzig.
Yeah, exactly. Leipzig.
Leon.
Yeah, so Leon had 2 early chances. Depay should have scored early. And that was because of the high line that they pressed. So they played this high line. They tried to compact the midfield. And that's not going to happen against PSG.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Alfonso is quite fast, and he's the fastest defender in the Bundesliga and all of those things. But he's coming up against Mbappe, who's one of the most fastest strikers in the world at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So he's not going to want to venture that far up the field. And this is obviously going to play into PSG's hand because they're gonna try and play in between their normal tactics, which is not going to work. The reason that they've done so well so far is they've played this high line. They've pressed the opposition defense, and they've just battered these teams. I mean, even in that Barca game, all you could see was attack. And that's because Barca could not get out of their own half, you know?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen against PSG. PSG will play. I mean, they've got Verratti coming back as well. So remember, these guys are going to, they dominant midfielders. And Herrera is also there, Sash. So, I mean, these guys are big competition players.
Yeah, I think you're right. With PSG, they keep the ball well, so it'll be hard for Bayern to press them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Bayern plays that high line, and Karan, to get your thoughts here. They play that high line because they have so much of confidence in the sweeper keeper being Manuel Neuer. And in a game like this, it's tempting to use your goalkeeper's strength, but is it worth the risk in a once-off game? Should they be a lot more conservative in their approach, be compact, and play against the PSG strengths, which is the front three? What's your thoughts on that one, Good?
Look, so from almost every Champions League final that I can remember, everyone goes into defensive mode. And it even happens in World Cup finals. It happens in finals. They go defensive.
Yeah.
Quite deep.
Too much to lose, right?
So too much to lose. So I'm not expecting the high scoring game that you guys are talking about. Yeah, maybe they're going to be a goal here and there right towards the end because of the scraping foot to win the match. But I think you're underestimating the way Bayern play and have played this season. They are flexible. They're going to be able to pull the back line. And yes, they've been able to play so forward because of Super Keeper. And that's, I wanted to say that when you were asking Kai and Sash the question about why this high line. It's because they got a sweeper keeper. And I mean, people forget how important a keeper is in a match. But if you have a keeper like that, man, and in the next segments, I'll talk more about him. He's in my team.
Yeah.
Why he's there. You say you can do that. You can afford to put 4 to 5 players up the field because you got an extra defender in that goalkeeper.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, we spoke a lot about the front three of both those great clubs, about the defense and the frailties there. But this game could be won and lost by the engine room. Both teams have got big engine rooms and not the fancy, flashy players that we're used to seeing in midfield, but the likes of Goretzka and Thiago Alcantara, and Kai mentioned it, Verratti, and maybe even Andre Herrera will have a big say in the outcome of this game. But boys, where's your money at? Last call, we initially picked the likes of City and Real Madrid, and even Juventus was spoke about. But now we've got the final two. Let's hear your final thoughts on this, and I want you to call the scoreline as well, starting with Gur. Gur, PSG,
3-1 to Bayern. 3-1 to Bayern.
3-1 to Munich. Sash, what's your call on this one? Final Champions League 2019-20 season. Where's it going?
Gnabry to score the winner and take out his shirt with his Arsenal shirt
Up the
underneath.
Gunners.
I'm joking. I think it has to be. It's the first time they've gone. Second time they've gone into the final. I don't know. I'm just something about PSG. This is gonna take it. It's gonna be 3-2 PSG.
3-2 to the Paris team. Will the Qatari millions bring the Champions League glory, Kai? Are you still picking your PSG? It was one of your outside bets when we spoke about it. Still your money on them?
Yeah, I've been talking about PSG in the final from the round of 16, man. You know, the team seems to be strong. It's as I said, they're geared up for this. They want it. It's their first final. Let's see if they can do it. Yeah, I'm also with Sash on that. I think 3-2 scoreline. Now that it's the final and we know who the two teams are, I'm not as confident as I was previously, but I would think PSG 3-2 winners.
PSG, that's another one. So we've got 2 PSGs and 1 Munich. Shay, where's your money at? Can the Germans bring home that cup, or is it Paris for you as well?
So I'm fully supporting PSG on this one, seeing as though they're the underdogs. But realistically speaking, Bayern Munich, with their experience and their tactical ability, I think they're going to take this one. So I'm going 2-1 to Bayern.
2-1 to Bayern. And we've got 2 Munichs and 2 Parises. High-scoring games. I agree with you guys. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. My money is on Bayern, and my heart is with Bayern as well, because I want to see Phil Coutinho pick that cup up, so Barcelona can pay us 5 million euros more because of that contract.
Always a hidden agenda. Always a hidden agenda.
But it's going to be an exciting final, boys. Sunday nights, just 2 nights from now. Can't wait to watch that game. Yeah, boys.
That Lacey Alphonso Davies.
Yeah.
Now being thought to be one of the world's best left backs, with Robertson. So fun fact about his girlfriend, she plays for PSG. And they're in the final of the Champions League, so they both can win the Champions League.
That's genuine. I mean, that he's going to be a true star. Hopefully he does show his value. But
You can
boys-
win the Super Cup after that.
Of course. Okay, boys. So yeah, to close out the show, always an exciting final segment, and this week, sticking with the Champions League, I wanted to take all of you down, trip down memory lane, and look at some of your favorite Champions League players. So before the show, I did ask you to get down on the pen and paper and pick your teams, your best 11 for Champions League history over the last 20 odd years since it became the UEFA Champions League, and loved some of your teams. And Gary, you touched on it first. You went for Manuel Neuer as your keeper, but let's talk a bit about your team to start off with. What was your thinking when you picked your team? Just to give the listeners a sense of Gur's team, you went for Neuer, Philip Lahm at right back, Paolo Maldini and Carlos Puyol in the middle, two legends. Roberto Carlos of the great Real Madrid team on the left. He's got a three-man midfield consisting of David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Zinedine Zidane, all class. And a front three of Raul, Messi, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Are you still sticking with your team, or are you having any second thoughts there, Edgar?
Yo, man, I can get emotional. I'm also just looking at this team again. I'm like, yo, imagine if this had to be a real team. What a team. I'll be the manager of the century. Whatever it is, whatever I'm playing for, I'll win with this team.
Yeah.
What can I say, man? It's no surprise. The hardest thing was there's other players that may even be better, but couldn't make the cut, because I think the 11 that I put together, they make a solid team, a complete team. So you got your Scholes, your holding midfielder, but creative in his sense. But he plays up, and he plays up because behind him he's got Puyol and Maldini.
Yeah.
He's got Philip Lahm and Roberto Carlos.
I feel like it's a real team.
Hey man, I wish I could
actually
play
love.
this for
I
you.
love
And
your.
then guess who's playing on the wings? I got Zidane and I got Beckham.
Yeah.
And then and leave that. I got Zidane. Doesn't even have to run on the wing because I got Ronaldo in front of him.
Yeah.
And then
But
Messi just has to stand up.
But I love.
Doesn't
I love
even
your.
play.
I have to stop you. I love your Paul Scholes pick. I mean, that's maybe an outside bet when people think of some of the great Champions League midfielders. He's won the Champions League twice. Obviously, in the great '99 victory, he didn't play that game because of suspension, but he did get a winner's medal. And of course, in 2007, led by Cristiano Ronaldo's
For sure.
greatness then. But
Without
Scholes
Scholes,
had
my
a
team
brilliant season.
is nothing.
He scored the final
Yep.
goal.
He did. So you sticking with your team, boys. The rest of you,
Yeah.
any holes in this team that you see that I mentioned? Anyone that you think?
Yeah.
No, maybe not.
Exploitations there, playing Maldini in the middle.
Hmm.
I don't know how wise that is. Who did you say was on the right?
No,
He's got
Maldini
Philip
got on the
Lahm.
left.
Lahm on the
Oh, you
right.
got Lahm.
Maldini is
matter.
in the middle. Roberto Carlos is on the right. But Paolo Maldini did play central.
Maldini was he started
Yeah.
off playing center. Yeah.
I can agree with that too. And I feel just normally when I would go with picking defenders, I would swap the left and
Don't
right back
forget,
all
I
the
got
time.
super keeper Neuer there.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
But maybe this one for Kai. Kai, David Beckham, is he truly a great in the Champions League era? Does he replace the likes of maybe Pirlo, the likes of Xavi, even Clarence Seedorf? Would you pick Beckham ahead of those guys?
You see, Raj is clever. He's loading me up here to shoot shit about the United players again.
No.
You're right.
Okay, let me
basically,
redirect.
I'll answer right.
You
So
got a number 7 position, and you got David Beckham as your option. You're gonna put him in.
No, but listen, right.
But you've got a
He's-
4-3-3 formation, eh?
You got a
don't have
4-3. You got a 4-3-3. And as
Yeah.
much as I do like Beckham on the wing, you can't play that man in a centre mid position. Not a chance. Beckham doesn't fit in to that side for me,
Yeah.
and especially in the Champions League, he hasn't performed in Champions League games for whatever teams he's played for, even at PSG.
I think you're
So-
getting history. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were talking about
What's the
David
history?
Beckham, yeah, but nah.
One
Beckham is a
game
legend. Beckham is a
against
legend.
Bayern.
What do you mean?
Look
What
at
do you
the
mean
team
one
that are
game?
playing. It doesn't
This
mean
was
the man is stuck
this is
in
the UCL
one
top
position.
11.
He
UCL top
represented
11.
3 different teams in the Champions League and he was successful at all of them.
Doing what?
David
Being a
Beckham.
Only
legend,
against you.
that's what.
Winning.
PSG.
That's winning.
PSG,
This-
are you counting PSG as a successful Beckham season? Because that's
Exactly.
the only third
Ah,
team.
that was his departure, man. That
paid
was his
them to-
departure. He didn't,
Yeah,
he
that was
didn't
a
win
one.
anything.
Okay, so it sounds like the Beckham one is the debatable one, but
Flop there.
still
I think
a
it's
great
class.
player.
Never
Still
mind
a
his
great
I
celebrity.
can't believe I'm hearing this.
It takes away.
The guys are refusing to allow David Beckham into a
You're taking away his
world
quality from
11
the
team.
pitch. The man is
No, but it's a great team.
about
It's a great
football,
team.
for
Got to
sake.
give you that great team. But now Kai has been talking down to your Beckham. Let's listen to his team. So he's picked Buffon as his keeper, which is I'm gonna pick that out as a flaw because Buffon has not won this trophy. So that's the first one that I'll pick out. But I'll let you guys tear up the rest. He's gone for Dani Alves, Carlos Puyol, so Barca's great right back and center back, and then he's gone for Madrid left pairing of Sergio Ramos and Marcelo. He's also gone for 3 in the midfield and 3 up front. He's gone for Zidane, Pirlo, and Figo in the middle, Cristiano, Messi, and Thierry Henry up front. So Kai, just to give you a chance to talk up your team before the boys rip it up.
So the one that you spoke about was Buffon, right?
Yeah.
And it would have been easy for me to pick Oliver Kahn or Neuer, but I chose Buffon because this guy he's got such staying power in the Champions League.
He doesn't pull out. He just stays there.
So you're right. He hasn't won it. He's been in 2 finals. But you must also remember, Juventus have only performed recently, right? They haven't performed since we've been watching football. So for a goalkeeper of his stature to be, still in these circles, it shows that he's a great player to have been in a shit side in the past couple of seasons.
He's won a bigger trophy than the Champions League.
World Cup. Yeah.
In his change room, I think is very respected. Yeah.
Exactly. So
any
that's the
flaws?
reason why I've chosen.
Any other flaws in this team, boys? Sash, Shea, Gur?
I don't
Honestly,
see
Kai's
anything.
team?
I love his defense. Half Barca, half Madrid, and I think he picked the right players there with Alves and Marcelo on the wings. And who you got in the middle? Ramos and Piqué or Ramos and Puyol?
Ramos and
Puyol.
Puyol.
Okay. I went for Puyol and Piqué. And I only did that because they play for Barcelona together. But I got no opposition with that because Ramos is just as class. And he has that goal-scoring threat. And he has more of a leadership presence than Piqué.
And let's not forget he's won the trophy 3 times in a row.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, that was the reason why I chose those 2 because of the leadership powers that both of them have. They can drag
any flaws you see there, Sash?
I think good defense, good attack. Midfield is good as well. It just no defensive midfielder, so
Pirlo in the anchor.
Pirlo, yeah, but come on,
quarterbacking. He's not protecting the defense.
Yeah, he's not protecting.
You don't need to protect the defense.
Aye.
The defense protects itself.
I feel like we forget things.
If they overrun
We're
you
not
in that
watching for a long time.
midfield,
Forget.
Yeah,
that's
a good point
as I
that
said
Sash
about
is making.
Scholes, that's the main player you need in your team.
Scholes doesn't know how to tackle.
No, but Sash made a good point because all 3 of your midfielders are also not box-to-box midfielders. So maybe if there's a flaw, it could be the
small. Yeah, that's the only flaw. That's the only flaw I see. But otherwise, good team.
Okay, so
on that point about Scholes,
you'll get a consolation prize.
Scholes was not good at tackling, but he will leave a scar on you.
Yeah,
he will make sure that.
Yeah, because he mistimes the tackle and he hacks you. That's all.
Which was an intentional part of his game.
Yeah, the accident.
He did it time and time again. No, when you knock a striker,
he mistimed the tackle, and that's when he fouled.
Scholes had Keane and Carrick to save him.
Yeah. And the thing about
from 18 yards to 18 yards. Yeah.
The thing about a player like that who hasn't got the best tackling ability but will break you is when he breaks a striker early on, that striker is not going to run at you again.
He's clear for the whole game.
He's gone. Yeah, he's not coming near you.
That's
When
a
he- when he's-
Ramos.
So,
That's
so
a
Shay,
legend
so what?
player, bruh.
So what
Hey.
you're trying to say is Scholes and guys like Keane
Yeah,
would never
we
make it
are-
in the teams right now with VAR.
No, that's what you
And
said.
no,
I'm
saying they will-
I'm
saying they will get yellow carded.
No,
No, they'll get yellow carded.
box.
I'm not saying it's not
Yeah.
going to be a foul. They're going to get the yellow. They're going to get the foul. But that's
Yeah.
going to actually be a
That's true.
tactical, strategic part of the game
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make
yeah.
sure
Fouls are
that
not
the
supposed to be
back off.
strategic.
But remember, VAR
Yeah,
only
it's
in
part
the
of
box.
football,
He
but
was
fouls
not
have
in the
always
box
been
taking
strategic.
out those down.
Okay, boys, moving to the next one. Let's look at Sash's team. So Sash is the only one from all of us that's changed up the formation. He's made a 4-4-2 formation with a diamond pairing in the
Oh,
midfield.
well done. Well done.
So he's also got a different keeper, and he's gone for United's keeper in the 2000s era, Edwin van der Sar, keeping goal for his team. So I can hear Kai maybe laughing at that, so he's going to point the floor. And then he's got a 4-man defense with Ramos and Maldini in the center of that defense. I think we've already said two of the greats, so no doubt there. A surprising right back. He's gone for a left back playing at right back, and that left back is Marcelo. So he's made space for a left back that's controversial in Ashley Cole. So he's got Ashley Cole at left back and Marcelo at right back. So that's the back. Then that diamond midfield, he's got Clarence Seedorf as the anchor and the defensive midfielder. On either side of him, he's got Iniesta and Pirlo. And just behind the front two of Ronaldo and Messi, he's got Zidane. So that's his 4-4-2, boys. My first floor there, Sash, is of course playing the Marcelo at right back. What's the thinking there, Sash?
Yeah,
Left and right. Wrong.
yeah. I think he could play right back. I don't see a real weakness there.
Okay,
Hey,
let's
stop
hear,
reaching. Just you can swap it out. We know you hit a flop there. Left and right. You can change
Let's
it. You
hear-
can put
let's
Roberto
hear-
Carlos.
where is it there?
No,
Kai?
no. I'm happy. I'm happy with Marcelo, and I'm happy with my fullbacks because I think they're
Good
quite agile
fullbacks.
and good on one-on-one. So I'm happy.
Boys, where's the floors there? Let's hear it.
You don't want to go?
Let's hear
So
good
many
understand.
flaws.
Good.
So many flaws.
Van der Sar, man,
So
come on.
many.
How can
Not
you
so many.
put Van der Sar in a Champions
so for
League
me, it was
UCL?
Neuer Van der Sar. What you mean?
What?
Van
do
der
you
Sar
mean?
I
won
do
the
Neuer
Champions-
Van der Sar.
He's
No
such
ways.
a
Come on.
legend of a keeper.
Van der Sar won the
What a
Champions League
legend.
twice, more
So
than
what?
any other keeper. More than any other keeper.
Oliver
in
Kahn?
the list. No, he
How
won
many
it.
times Oliver Kahn won that?
He won it twice with two different teams. That's what I'm saying. He won it-
Okay.
Yeah.
Who you want?
But that's the
Oliver
same
Kahn.
thing, bro. That's
Ajax.
the same thing. What you say? Because so that means you're saying Oliver Kahn's also shit.
I am saying Oliver Kahn is better than Van der Sar.
Who's the
But
other
they
team
both
that
won it
someone-
the same amount of times.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
your only
Ajax,
qualifying
It doesn't.
point
I
you
chose
have
Buffon
for
who
this game.
won it 0 times. I chose Buffon who won it 0 times. And Sasha didn't put up a fight
Okay.
because he knows
Then
that
why
he
are
has
you
the attributes
using,
to be
why are
a...
you using how many times you won it as a...
I didn't.
as a-
I
So you can hear lots of
You won it
passion in this
only one and
goalkeeping
two.
position. But I think Sash, overall, your team is quite solid. You've got
Well
good
done,
balance.
Sash. Lucky
Maybe,
team.
maybe just missing that right-footed player to put crosses in for the Ronaldo and Messi. But you've got Messi and Ronaldo. You don't need anyone crossing the ball.
I don't think it's a problem swapping your left and right back. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
Depends on the tactics. But speaking
I
of
think managers should do it more often, to be honest.
Speaking of Oliver Kahn, Shay's got Oliver Kahn in his 11. Oliver Kahn taking that position in the nets. A very familiar looking back four of Lam at right back, Maldini at left back to make way for PK and Puyol in the middle. And Shay has also picked Paul Scholes, Iniesta and Zidane. So no real surprises in Shay's team because he's also got Cristiano, Lionel Messi and Raul up front. And Shay, I want you to talk to Raul.
I would
because,
change.
that
I would
must have
change
been-
Raul.
That must have been a
there was
tough one for you.
discrepancy- There was a
Thierry Henry,
discrepancy
no?
on the list that I was choosing from.
Hmm.
It would not be
Choose
Thierry Henry. It would not be Raul. It would not even be Di Stefano
Inzaghi.
from Madrid back then. It would be the one and only Ronaldo, Luis, Nazario, De Lima.
Fat
One and
Ronaldo,
only. That
aka
man
Fat
did-
Ronaldo.
Oh, yes.
He is the best striker that I've ever seen. I mean, other than him, the most prolific striker I've seen was Ruud van Nistelrooy, who was just a goal poacher. But Ronaldo would pick the ball up from the halfway line and torment defenders. And if he wasn't scoring, he was creating. He was just exceptional with the football. He's my missing player in that team. It wouldn't be Raul, it would be him. Two Ronaldos and Messi up front.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
Nice.
all of us didn't pick the number 9 Ronaldo, probably the best number 9 to have played the game in this era. Definitely needs space in that team. I don't see any flaws in Shea's team, boys. Do you all? None.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I mean, you guys.
Many
yeah,
of the
only
familiars, a pretty safe team there.
Yeah, again, it's only for me that's Scholes in midfield. I wouldn't put that.
I needed a whole midfielder. I did. And somebody with distribution who was going to either
Yeah.
be goals.
Maybe no real fight in that midfield, and that's the reason why in my team I chose Steven Gerrard in his prime, because my team is very similar to all of yours.
Only guy that chose.
I went for Casillas in the back because of the numerous trophies that he's won, along with maybe a controversial one, Angel Di Maria, only because he was man of the match in the cup final against Real Madrid. For me, he was man of the match for PSG in the semi-final, and if they are successful against Bayern, I think Di Maria will have a big game to play there. So
Underrated.
and
Well,
very
Man at
underrated.
the end of the match and then you get sold, bruh.
Exactly. But for me, when you're talking about Champions League 11s, just because of the quality that he produced on the big stage and the titles that he's won with Madrid, Di Maria has to be in the fold. Many others. Maybe to put other names out there, boys. That couldn't
Right,
make
Raj,
your
let me
team.
just. I just want to highlight that one. So you're talking about Di Maria being in your team
Yeah.
because of those two performances. I thought you were talking about the greatest 11.
Nah,
Now,
you're
so
being
for me-
hypocritical.
I'm not looking at just the 2 performances. I'm looking at his overall statistics in the Champions League. If you go and look at Di Maria's performances in Champions League history, he's one of the best performing players in the league, in the cup competition. Would assists, would individual performances, would bring his A game in the big games, which many
Okay.
players don't do. The likes of Messi, he's never really shown on the Champions League big stage, even when Barca won the Champions League. Yes, that era that he put against United won them the Champions League, but you can't. Can you
So
remember Messi performance?
So based on that argument, shouldn't Gareth Bale be on your side?
No, he hasn't done it consistently.
He's done it in every final he's been.
To be honest, I did
For
consider
Champions
him.
League, it's not
I
so
did
bad.
consider him, but he's only really been in 4
In the
Champions
final.
League.
When they win
Prior to that, Spurs, he did have some fire performances, but he didn't get enough time in the Champions League to really have a mark on it the way that Di Maria does, in my opinion, of course.
Yeah.
But yes, boys, anyone else who's maybe we've missed out that you...
Yeah,
There's a
definitely.
ton
I
of
want to
players.
say
There's a ton of players that
Ronaldinho.
were put in there.
I can't believe that team
Ronaldinho.
didn't have Ronaldinho as an option. Hey, kill me.
Ronaldinho,
Who would
yeah.
you have dropped in your team to put him in, Saga?
Probably Raul, even though I know I'm having a conflict of winging there, but I mean, I got Ronaldinho and Cristiano. They can
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah.
There's a
But
few
good
players
fun,
that
boys.
recent who would definitely make the team. I mean, I guess it's a matter of bias because they may have won the Champions League for their team or they may have lit it up for their team, but it's not something we'd ordinarily choose all the time. I know Kai picked Thierry Henry, he's a big one. And then Lewandowski this season, he's been...
If they take it,
he's done it
he
time and
should
time
be up
again.
there.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah,
Zlatan,
I wanted
he
to,
got-
but it's just because, hey, you know what? He's like the new school. He's the in thing right now.
Yeah.
Now we're going for like legends back in the day.
Yeah, we are looking for legends.
Back moments.
Legends would be people like...
I was like, okay, in 3 years' time, I'll put Lewandowski in my team.
Yeah, shots.
But
But I
all
think-
those-
The
Yeah,
year
but
that AC was tormenting y'all, they had Kaká, they had
Yeah, Kaká
Inzaghi,
for me would be the one.
Crespo. There were some great players along
Shevchenko.
over the years. Yeah,
Shevchenko
Shevchenko.
for Madrid, yep. Del Piero
Easy.
in the early Juventus days.
Well, did he get a lot of?
Morientes.
Oh, yeah, you would have. Yeah.
So some great
Morientes.
names over the years.
For me,
Uh,
Robin as well. I
Ian
think
yeah,
Robin.
Ian Robin
yeah, he is
for
crazy.
Bayern as
sure.
well.
Can't forget
Ribery,
Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs. Yeah.
Ryan Giggs. Let's not forget Arsenal's boys. Henry got a shot in there, but even the likes of
Saul Campbell.
Campbell, Perez, they had some great
Laurent.
Champions League
That was
nights.
an invincible season.
Then you got Navarro as well.
Good fun, boys. I hope you all enjoyed it. We always like to end the show with a bit of fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. Another fun-filled episode of the Cabinet Show. And Sash, especially to you, thanks for joining us for this one. I hope you had fun, enjoyed your opinions on the show. Sash?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm always keen to join again.
Great stuff. No, we'd love to have you, as we always do on the nets, informed opinions, and definitely we can hear that you love the game, and we'd love to have you over again. Resident boys, big weekend ahead. Thanks for giving me your time. Champions League weekend. Shay, Kai, Gur, always appreciate your time.
Shots. Thank you,
Awesome,
Raj.
man. Cool.
Listeners, I hope you had fun on this episode. Big sporting weekend, closing out the European football scene with the Europa League and the Champions League finals. All the best to the likes of PSG and Bayern, trying to bring home the glory. And we're looking forward to the new season. So when we catch you again in the Crabnet, we'll be talking to the upcoming season and lots more football to look out for. We'll bring it here on the Crabnet, fresh from the streets of South Africa, as we always do. Join us again on the Crabnet Show, or follow us on our Facebook page. If you want to be on the show, hit me up. You see, we've got an email address, and hit us up with a messenger. We'll pull you in. Always looking out for fresh opinions. Thanks again for joining us on this episode of the Crabnet Show. Catch you again later. Over and out.